It's a bit like this. We try to find as many ideas as we can through open innovation. We filter those ideas. There's about a 50-to-1 reduction in that stage, by the way. And then, unlike a lot of strategy groups, we actually go and find some founders. We find the incubators, the people that are going to build these products. Then we build the product. Then we sell the product in this accelerated go-to-market phase using this bowling alley strategy. And only after that, about 2.5 years in, do we get to declare victory or defeat. And if it's successful, it graduates. That means it leaves our group. And if it's not successful, it gets eliminated. So today, we have several emerging technology groups in market. So in addition to telepresence, which is being demoed upstairs, we also have the whole area of physical security, which is everything from video surveillance camera to access control. Digital media systems, which is digital signs as well as desktop video. You see lots of digital signs here in the hotel. And then we have things that are just about to come to market. So for example, the telepresence exchange, which is a business-to-business connection for telepresence as well as public suites. Media processing, which is this whole area of as video becomes ubiquitous across the network. How do we enable any-to-any, allowing any device to send to any endpoint, doing all of the format and signal conversion along the way. And then we have some other ones that are still being incubated in various stages. We're working on a collaboration appliance. We're also working on a consumer version of telepresence and a particular green play around smart buildings. And of course, we're looking for new opportunities all the time. So what is the recipe? So the recipe I have are some very simple ideas that I'd like to share with you. And the first one I call the simple big idea. And I have this, nothing against the lovely Christmas tree in downtown Stockholm, but my motto is no Christmas trees. So what is a Christmas tree? A Christmas tree is when you're trying to describe why something is a good idea, and you're starting to add more and more trinkets and more tassel and more lights and say, oh, we can also do that and also do that. That's a Christmas tree. The most powerful, disruptive ideas, I believe, can be expressed in 10 words or less. It's very difficult to be brief. But we force ourselves, because if we can't describe it in 10 words or less, it's a Christmas tree. And a Christmas tree is not a disruptive great thing. Because ultimately, it has to be such a simple idea that if you hear it, you'll say, of course, why didn't I think of that? So, what are some of the big ideas? Let me show you some examples, especially as an IT person. Back in 1992, inside Cisco, we gave everybody a laptop. Whether they deserved a desktop or a laptop, we didn't care. We also gave everybody a mobile phone, home connectivity for all, web applications. We decided to webify all of our applications in 1998. IP telephony was ubiquitously deployed, wireless connectivity for all, web conferencing and wikis, and now telepresence deployments ubiquitously across the company. So there's a bit of a implicit message in some of these things. They're all very simple ideas. Give certain tools and make them ubiquitous. So I'd like to share with you the innovation recipe by numbers. And there's a couple of key numbers that I hope you'll remember. The first is 0, which is what can you eliminate? The second one is 1. What can you standardize, make same? The third one is exponential. Because when you're thinking about, oh, but this thing isn't really ready, or this thing can't do that. If the thing you're describing is a technology that is going to be innovating on Moore's law, think about and extrapolate the exponential change. When we think about devices like mobile phones, by 2012, the average mobile phone will have a 20 megapixel camera. It'll be able to connect with about 60 to 100 megabits per second of bandwidth. So think about those limitations or those types of attributes, not the ones that you currently experience. And then infinity, i.e. what do you need to make pervasive and ubiquitous, because that creates a new platform that you can then innovate on top of. So I'm actually very encouraged when I listen to examples like this afternoon about the triple connect and also the use of a lot of innovative technologies in public sector. Because I think many of these trends that I'm describing are apparent and are on their way inside of public sector as we use more rich media, we use more connected tools, and we're starting to embrace this idea of a network as a platform. So our recipe is actually quite simple. The first idea is really that we have to think big, a bold, beautiful vision. But we have to also be pragmatic, and therefore, we have to say, how do we disrupt and do something different? Because if we're doing the same, it's very difficult to enter a market in any kind of reasonable time frame. And if you're going to disrupt with a big vision, you have to, of course, start small and solve a simple pain point very, very well. Then, evolve quickly. So one of the key dangers of doing anything new is the curse of infinite requirements. As you start to consult and say, what should we be doing? Everybody will pile on their list of changes, and if you try to listen to everyone, you'll never get done. So the secret we have inside Cisco is we have the 5-phase roadmap. Anything that we don't want to do now, we automatically move into phase 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, start, lead, and others will follow. If we try to do everything by consensus, we would never get anywhere. So we do collaborate extensively, but at some point, it's important to start. Hence, we lead. And also the power of communication. This is something I personally feel very strongly about, which is it's very important to have those simple, big ideas, to communicate them often and well, because it's important to have the rest of the organization understand what you're doing and get behind it. And then finally, believe with passion. So, have we been successful? Well, so far, we've been doing this for a little bit over 1.5 years, and here are some of the customers that have embraced our emerging technologies. And you may recognize some of the logos on this chart. But another way to think of that is some of the numbers that I'm showing with you here, which is that in about 1.5 years of selling these products, we have 1,200 customers. We have 0 critical account issues. What that means inside Cisco is that there are no significant problem issues with any of our emerging technology products. In fact, the quality average of our products is higher than that of the Cisco products on average. So we're not trying to compromise on quality as we look for speed and time to market. And we're also very proud of our growth, 377%. And what's very exciting is that although we've been through a terrible economic time just the last 3 months, we've actually increased the number of customers by 20% in the last 3 months alone. So I don't want to claim that we have all of the secrets. I just wanted to share with you some of our recipes, because the only thing that we know for sure, we don't know if we'll be successful in all the things we try, or that we'll be enormously successful. But the one thing we do know for sure is that our only guarantee of enduring differentiation and success is a continued focus on innovation. Thank you very much.